all the signs of the zodiac. Are you wondering how this new moon in Aries, April 17th, 2026, will affect you? I'm Pam, the Lucky Mermaid, psychic seer and modern mystic, bringing you psychic predictions and messages from my spirit guides for this psychic crystal reading for the new moon in Aries, April 17th, 2026, for each of the four elements: earth, water, fire, and air. The earth signs are Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. The water signs are Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. The fire signs are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And the air signs are Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. So remember, this new moon in Aries is not just going to affect your sun sign only. So if you know the elements that correspond to your sun, your moon, and your rising sign, and even your cusp sign, if you're born on the cusp, you may want to check them out because those messages could also apply to you. So all that being said, now on to your psychic crystal reading for this new moon in Aries, April 17th, 2026. And I'm starting with the element of earth. This is Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. This could make the earth signs feel like they want to start something up. Start up a job, start up an exercise program, start up a diet, start up something. Maybe even an education or training program or, new job. This new moon in Aries could cause the earth signs to have little things that bug them and get on your nerves. So over the course of the next 2 weeks and up to 30 days, but especially the day before, the day of, and the day after that new moon in Aries, you could really find little things bugging you and getting on your nerves. This new moon could also get some of you earth signs to have the desire to see people you haven't seen in a long time. Old friends, old family members, old workmates, people you used to work with. So it could drive that up, kind of like nostalgia, but wanting to see the people again. You may search them out on social media, or you may email them or give them a phone call. This new moon in Aries could make some of you earth signs feeling like you really want to impress someone. It could be somebody you're romantically interested in, or it could be your boss, or, I don't know, a club, group, or organization you want to join or belong to, or a job interview. So you could have the energy of really wanting to, be seen and impress someone. You could find gold, silver, seriously, like it could be a piece of jewelry on the ground, or you find a gold or silver coin, or, maybe in some other fashion, but finding gold and silver come up here. This new moon in Aries could lead some of you earth sign people to hone your skills, sharpen your, take classes or do online training or webinars or seminars or do your own research. But honing your skills, increasing your intelligence, maybe taking classes. Some of you earth signs are going to start a project. That could seem quite big, but it's like you start it. Maybe you don't think it's as big of a project. Once you get going, it could be monumental and quite big, but I still feel like you'll do it. And then in the end, you're going to have this huge sense of accomplishment, happiness, and it's going to be to your liking. You'll be glad that you did it. So here are the 3 cautions for the earth signs. You have to be careful you don't get in other people's way or in your way. So if, people are working on something or a project or building something or doing work on a computer or trying to repair a roof or landscaping, You have to be careful you're not getting in these people's way. And don't get in your own way. Don't let your head get in your own way about stuff. You need to pay attention to dates. If you're buying any food, make sure you're reading the expiration date, or even something else. It doesn't have to be food related, but like there could be something you buy that's on its way out. So, like if you're buying a used car or a used lawnmower or a used, I don't know, something mechanical, machinery, something that moves, it doesn't just have to be food. It's like it's not going to last long, or its expiration date is almost there, even if it's something where you can't see the expiration date. So be careful of that. So here's your third caution. If you decide to get involved in a gripe session or an intervention, but especially a gripe session where people are sharing their disappointments or dissatisfaction with stuff, could be happening at work, could be in a club, group, or organization, could be within your family, it isn't going to go well. Everybody thinks, oh, we'll clear the air. This is going to solve everything. It's not going to go like that. It's going to make people more mad, more dissatisfied. It really won't solve it. So if you have a way to get out of it, I would. I don't think it's going to work out the way it's intended. So I hope those messages were of help to you, and I hope they made sense. Now on to the element of water, Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. This is going to be a time where the water signs could catch on to something really quickly. So if you have to learn anything new or start a new job or do something new on the computer or get some kind of training or education in anything, you're going to catch on to it really quickly over the course of the next 2 weeks and up to 30 days, but especially the day before, the day of, and the day after the new moon in Aries. You may find you have a lot of hair growth from this moon, this new moon. So if you have a beard and you shave, you might get stubble like right away. Or if you shave your legs or whatever, you could see like, or if you get even any other kind of hair removal, it doesn't have to be shaving. I feel like you get stubble or hair growth right away or really soon. If you get invited to attend a group or a party or an event or a celebration of some sort, you're going to make a big splash. Like, and it could be work related, right? It could be like something or something to do with something you want to promote yourself. So it could be an event where you're selling things or, showing your creations, but it could just be one you're attending as a guest. Somehow, some way, the water signs will make like a big splash in a positive way. Some of you could come across somebody that's behaving snobby. And I feel you water signs are going to like address it, like call them out on it. So it could be a client or customer to you. It could be a boss. It could be one of your kids. It could be one of your friends. It could be somebody at a club, group, or organization. It could be a coworker. Wherever it's coming at you and somebody's acting kind of snobby or snotty, over the next 30 days, you may be like right on them, like right to the point and calling them out on it. If you have any disputes or any arguments, or if you're trying to return something and there's a difficulty returning it, doesn't matter what's happening, I feel like you're going to hold your ground. You're going to remain strong. You're not going to cave, you're not going to fold, and you're not going to run away. You're going to be like, oh yeah, well, you're going to stand your ground. You could have a lot of affection and romance and attention come to you. Now, If you're single, it could be from one of your pets. They could be especially, you know, want to give you love and attention and show you affection. But it could be a person. And if you have little kids or grandkids in your life, they may feel that way towards you. So it doesn't always have to be romantic love, but for some of you, it could be that kind of love and attention and affection. If there was something you entered, a contest, a raffle, or trying to get a promotion, something you threw your hat in the ring, your name in the ring, you're going to win. You're going to win something here over the next 2 weeks and up to 30 days. Now, here are the 3 cautions for the water signs. You got to be careful you don't get entangled in something you don't really want to get entangled with. And that could be somebody's argument or fight or personal business that they're having trouble with. So be careful of getting entangled in other people's arguments or disputes. You also need to be careful you don't get entangled in some kind of work or project that is too complex or too complicated during this time frame. You could find that your sweat glands are really activated. You could find yourself sweating a lot, which is weird, but it is coming up. So if you're prone to sweat, you expect that you're going to sweat a lot more. It could have to do with temperature changings where you are. I don't know, but this is about the new moon in Aries. So if you have to go somewhere, you may want to have a backpack or some bag you carry that has a change of underwear or shirt or both, because you may feel like, ugh, I want to change this clothes. You have to be careful of getting into arguments or fights because your belligerent level could be kicked up and other people's belligerent level could be kicked up and activated. So you could be prone to getting into scraps with people, and verbal sparring and arguments could occur. And, who wants that aggravation? So that's your 3 cautions for the water signs. So I hope these messages were of help to you, and I hope they made sense. I want to say before I go on to the fire signs, if you're interested, I have some new video series you may want to check out. First, my financial psychic tarot readings for 2026. They are available on my Vimeo on-demand videos and my Patreon shop, because I sell the same videos in both places. So if you're curious about how the financial world will be affecting you, your finances this year, you may want to get those financial psychic tarot readings. Also, my What's Lucky and New for You in 2026 psychic tarot and oracle card readings are available for each sign of the zodiac. I do these every year. They are usually extremely popular. So if you're interested in those, as I said, they're on Vimeo and also on Patreon. The other thing I want to let you know is about the psychic crystal readings for April 2026. They are an expansion and a continuation of the psychic tarot readings I do at the beginning of every month. So if you want more psychic predictions and messages from my guides, with me looking into the crystal, you may want to get those. And timing is different for all of you. So if you didn't get the March crystal readings, you may also want to get them as well, because like I say, timing is different for all of you in these general readings. These video links for Vimeo are down below in the description box. And they are also eventually get over to my website on the videos page at theluckymermaid.com. So thank you for listening to that. And now I'm going on to the element of fire. This is Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. You actually may feel depleted and exhausted. You may feel, fire signs, like your get up and go, got up and went. So even though you may think, oh, well, it's an Aries, I should feel more activated and energized and activated. For the fire signs, this new moon in Aries could actually do the opposite and make you feel more drained and tired. You could be very activated that you want to poke fun at people and tease people, or like get on people's nerves, or get under their skin. But it could be in a humorous way. It could be to tease them or have fun. It's not necessarily in a mean way. You may have to do work double time, triple time. It could be things in your own home, projects and things and work you need to do and take care of business in your home. But it could be in the workplace if you work for another business or company, or own your own business or company. I feel that some of you, I get stomping around, bam, bam, bam. I feel like you're going to be fueled by other people that are angering you. Like, you can get annoyed. And I feel like, I don't know whether you're going to confront them or not. You could confront them. But you could just be mad and like taking it out on like throwing stuff, stomping around, because I get you getting agitated. Some of you fire signs that are trying to sell something, and it could be something expensive or big, I feel like you will have success with that. Selling something expensive or big comes up here. Some of you could take some kind of pleasure trip. It could be a cruise, like maybe even a 3-day cruise, or some kind of pleasure trip or little mini vacation could come up here for you over the course of the next 2 weeks and up to 30 days, but especially the day before, the day of, and the day after this new moon in Aries. If you tried to get an approval for something, a license, a permit, a work visa, approved to join a club or a group, or apply for a loan or a grant, you get some kind of approval that you've been wanting or waiting for. Some of you could get set up big time on something positive, like an opportunity or something good could come in for you now that opens up for you, brings in some kind of opportunity. If you're interested in theater or acting, you could star in a play, a movie, a commercial, or your own video. Maybe you make videos. And maybe if you have a business doing that, you could be making a documentary or a special video or a special series. Some of you that are going to get out of something you don't want to do. So like if your boss says, oh, you got to go over here or go do this job or go do that, you're going to find that you can get out of it somehow. Either the boss changes their mind, or circumstances change, or maybe there's a party or a gathering or something that your significant other is saying, we have to go to this event, we have to go to this party, and you really, really don't want to go to this event. It could be a wedding, it could be a funeral, it could be a party, it could be something like that. You're going to get out of it some way, and not where it makes you look bad. So that's a plus. So here are the 3 cautions for the fire signs. You got to be careful of your wisecracking and your jokes and your smart alecky behavior or sarcasm, because it's going to come back and smack you in the butt. Either you've met your match and you think, I'm always good at busting on people, blah, blah, blah. Well, you may meet your match and somebody could go toe to toe with you, and you may not, you may be like, whoop, how did they, they could best you at your own game. So be careful of that, or you could just offend and upset people is part of what could happen here. So you have to be careful of being too much of a smart aleck, wisecracker, sarcasm. You have to be careful of your feet, especially one foot in particular, possibly your right foot, of like stepping on something, a nail, getting a splinter in your foot, or because I hear rupture, so you could rupture your skin, you could bleed. I also hear vein. So a vein could rupture in your foot, or you could step on something. So be very careful of your feet, what's on the ground, watch where you're walking. Some of you need to be careful. You could find out some secretive information, some secret or, very hush-hush information, and you might blab it because I feel like you're not going to be able to control yourself, and you do not want to do that. If somebody shares some really secretive or highly sensitive information with you, and you get so wrapped up and excited about wanting to share it, it's not going to go well. It won't. It'll be, like it'll come out and then the person won't trust you, or some negative things could occur by you letting it out. So be careful of that. So I hope these messages were of help to you, and I hope they made sense. Now on to the element of air. This is Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. You could find that you catch up on things that you've lost time about. It could be paying bills. It could be taking care of your taxes. It could be some other kind of debts that you need to catch up. But it could also be catching up with people you haven't seen or talked to in a while. This could inspire some of you air signs to create or build some kind of structure, or build a website, or build a business over the course of the next 2 weeks and up to 30 days. However, some of you air signs are going to feel like you want quiet time of peace and reflection. You may want to take extra naps. You may want to practice meditation and prayer. It might be a good time for the air signs to get Reiki also. You have to be careful of what you eat, because you could ingest something that has like chemicals on it or has too many toxins or poisons in it. I would be super careful of eating any processed foods, foods that come in boxes with ingredient lists and all of that. But it could even happen on fruits and vegetables where there's been some kind of toxins or something. So I don't know how to warn you about it. It comes up here, but something you eat could cause you digestive issues, stomach upset, vomiting, diarrhea, any of that. Or you could have a combination of those symptoms. If you try to do something new, could be a new class, or a new diet, or a new exercise program, or something you're creating and putting out there, it's really going to take off. So it's a good time for the air signs that have been thinking about something or investing in something in their mind, like, oh, I really would like to start this or do that. This is the time for you to do it over the next 30 days, because it's going to go well. It's going to take off for you. Okay, this is a weird message, but some of you that feel that someone who has been cruel, you witness them get their karma, and you're going to be glad about that. Now, some of you, this could be something happening in your own personal life, but it could also be with somebody in the powers that be out in the world that gets their karmic comeuppance. If you're romantically interested in someone, your intimate life with them could be off the charts. So any physical intimacy you have with someone is going to be like, wow. over the course of the next 2 weeks and up to 30 days. Now, here are the 3 cautions for the air signs. You really have to be careful of like stubbing your toe, stepping on anything. Somebody else got that. Either it was in air already or it was in another element. I don't know, but I know some other sign, something else got that. I don't know, but but this comes up as not rupturing a vein that I saw before with foot or stepping on a nail or something. This is smacking your foot into something. So you could break your toe, you know. Be careful of your feet. This could also be a time where you break something that you care about. Like, it comes up like you could break something like china, crystal, or maybe something you collect that's made of china or crystal. It could be a dish, a plate, a glass, but it could be something you collect, or in somebody else, or that somebody else collects. Because I see something going, like it breaks apart, it shatters. You need to be careful, air signs. You could be in a situation where you think you're going to say something that's funny, but it's going to come across as dumb, and people aren't going to laugh. They're not going to think it's funny, and you're going to feel stupid. So if you're in a group or gathering of people and you get this funny idea in your head, don't say it, because it's going to go over like a lead balloon. You need to think carefully, especially if you think you're being funny. You got to be careful of that, because you're going to say something that's going to make you look like either out of touch or dumb, or people just won't think it's funny, and then you might be embarrassed about it. So something to think about there, air signs. So I hope this reading was of help to you, and I hope it made sense. As always, thank you so very much for watching. I do truly appreciate it. And thanks for your likes and shares and your hypes as well, and for subscribing. And if you do subscribe, make sure you hit that notification bell and all, so you get notified when I upload my videos here to YouTube. And if you're interested in any of the special videos I record on very specific topics, bringing you more psychic predictions and messages from my spirit guides, you can get them on my Vimeo on-demand videos and also on my Patreon shop. I've created a list you can read here on this slide. They're also linked below this video in the description box and on my website, theluckymermaid.com, on the videos page. Eventually, these links do make it over there as well. So I wish you absolutely amazing energy to come to you from this new moon in Aries, April 17th, 2026. And know that I wish you many blessings and peace.